This is the RediStik Microsurgery Trainer, developed here at Texas Children's Hospital. Today I want to demonstrate to you what comes in the set and how to set it up and use it to make your microsurgery technique perfect. Okay, so every microsurgery kit comes with this portable bag, which is very easy to use, and you can travel around with your microsurgery kit so that you can practice anywhere you go. The inside the kit comes with two types of vessels. One is a 3mm blood vessel, and attached to this are blunt end cannulas, which will go on the end so you can test the adequacy of your anastomosis. The other vessel is a 1.5mm, which is similar to maybe a very big digital vessel. The same blunt tip cannulas to test the integrity of your repair. And we give you about 18 inches of vessel so that you can do multiple sets of anastomosis with each set. In addition, we have 3 German surgical steel instruments. One is a scissor, as you can see. One is a pickup, and one is a needle driver. So the 3 necessary instruments to doing microsurgery: pickup, scissor, and needle holder. Okay, so now let's get into our set. Actually, our setup. So our setup is a base, which is the black part, and then this is supposed to emulate someone's body part, and so it's a nice stable silicone base to rest your hands. And then in the middle is our muscle layer, and then you can change the depth of what you're doing by taking out individual muscle layers. So this would be the very hardest, where you're doing an anastomosis in a very deep hole. You can make it a little bit easier by doing the anastomosis in a moderately deep hole, or you can make it very easy by doing your anastomosis at the level of the skin. So how we set this up is, one thing we can do is we can remove the skin bit, and then we place our vessel into the field, and then we hold our vessel in place by putting the skin back on, and therefore we have our vessel running right across the wound. And what we can do from here is we can cut it and then get a microsuture and fix our vessel after we cut it, and that's one way to do it. Sometimes when we cut it, these ends will become a little floppy, so we have included these little push pins to function as, some people use it to function as a double opposing clamp to kind of hold the vessel where they want, but you can just push it down into the muscle base so that the ends don't move. The other thing you can do is, if you have a suture, you can just suture the vessel down to the muscle so that it doesn't move. Either way makes it easier and more lifelike, so that your microsurgery technique and practice is as close to the real thing as possible. And then once you've done your anastomosis, you can hook up a syringe to this or this and run fluid through it, so you can see where their leaks are, and you can go ahead and repair it if you have any leaks, just like you do in the real-time microsurgery. Okay, so there's some modifications you can make to the trainer to make the anastomosis and the training more difficult for you. I mentioned before that you can simply lay the vessel across like this, which is probably the easiest, but if you want to get extra fancy, you can even do it like this, or you could do it like this, whatever angle you want. Further, what you can do is, we mentioned you could take out the muscles to go deeper, but what you can also do to make it even more realistic is actually cut this muscle and use a Wheatlander clamp or some sort of self-retaining clamp to open it, and then put the blood vessels underneath it so that you have even a tighter hole to work through. So that's another way you can modify it, and these muscles are really amenable to cutting and to modifying. And then once you cut them and you take the clamp out, it'll just go back to its native form, so you won't really lose anything if you cut them. A third thing that you can do to make it slightly more challenging is you can put some rolls up underneath this to change the angle. Just like if you're operating in the body, you have a difficult angle to work at, you can put some rolls or something underneath to boost these up or down to change the angle, to give yourself even an extra level of complexity. And one other thing to notice is that the device is designed, the trainer's designed that you can just rest your hands here, so you don't have to get additional towels or anything. As long as you can rest your hands on the skin part, then you can do the micro that you're used to with your fine motor muscles and not have to worry about using your big muscles. So those are just some modifications to do to make it more complicated and challenging so that you can get better and better at microsurgery and make that process of the operation that much easier. Just so you know, when you buy a kit, this is what comes with the kit, but all these pieces are purchased separately. If you want to, you can purchase the vessel separately, or you can purchase the muscle layers separately as well. So that is the microsurgery kit and the things that come with it and how you set it up. You can always email us or put a testimonial on our website if you like it or you think there can be some changes to it. We're happy to take any feedback. Thank you for listening.